Wow, look at that. That's the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail right there. I'm gonna quickly snap a screenshot right now. Oh! Hello and welcome to my Minecraft world. I'm just gonna give you a tour of the place. Something you gotta know is this is creative mode, so it's just me doinking around for like the past like 7 years in Minecraft. A little bit here and there. It's my go-to emotional support game, if you will. So every now and again, I just come in here and add another building. So I'm just gonna give you the tour. So here's what we got: is Dankburg or something like that. I don't know. I named it when I was in college. You got like this city that is on the edge of a like meteor crater, I think is kind of the idea here, and it's got a lot of bridges, but there are two crater ridges. So over here you can see we're kind of coming up on another one, and yeah. So it's a fortified city, so the whole crater ridge is fortified, and I'll kind of show you that. I gotta kind of zip around. So like the whole crater ridge is fortified like this. Now this is the castle section, so it's obviously it's fortified. But you know, then you come over here and you have this area is fortified, and then you know you have this city kind of extends into a village, and that's fortified some more. So it's a lot of fortifications. Let's keep zipping around. So all right, so the kind of the layout is like this, right? We have what I'm showing you here is like the rich people town, and then we fly through here and we come upon the like market center, and this is like maybe like a European kind of like market square. So you got this, here, let me just fall down here, you got this like arch. So let's keep going. Over here we have a windmill. Kind of the idea here is that the city would have formed over a long period of time, and so maybe the entire crater ridge was at one point covered in these windmills, but it was slowly covered up with buildings, and this is maybe the last one that remains. Coming over here we have the old town. So the old town is like a very cobbled together series of fortifications. This is like a stable area here, and then we come over here and we have all of these buildings which are connected with all kinds of ridiculous catwalks and walkways, and it's got really wacky terrain and a lot of bridges and just stuff connected together because this was, you know, built up over a really long time. So what you have is just this really interesting area where you go through and there's all just madness. No urban planning whatsoever. It's kind of jammed in. You've got just every square inch of space is used, and even when you have something like a grain silo, it's butted up against a building here, and you have to go down into this tunnel to get the supplies from the rail system. I'll show you the rail system. I'm very proud of this. I'm gonna have to show you. It goes all over the place. So okay, just a little idea of what you're dealing with here. There are interiors. So sometimes they're very simple, sometimes they're very complex. But yeah, there's interiors. So you know, you go in here, you got all kind of apartments and things. You know, some are missing interiors because I got bored or something. I don't really know, but for the most part, I mean, this is a city with stuff in it. So, all right, let's keep going here. Wee woo, wee woo. So as you kind of pass through this neighborhood, you've got the kind of newer big buildings. So you have the cathedral, of course. And the cathedral is, here, let me go into spectator mode. So I can just pass through here. Now this one's missing a staircase, so let me go over here. So, yeah, so you've got this cathedral with multiple levels, and it's very big inside, and it looks freaking bonkers. It's kind of rudimentary in here, but you can see you get the feel, you know, you get the vibe when you're in here. This is kind of based off of some cathedrals that I visited in Germany. It's loosely based off of the Mainzer Dome, if you've ever heard of it. So it's got this big old tower in the middle. However, it's got double spires and a bunch of ridiculous stained glass and flying buttresses and multiple levels, so I think it deviates a little bit there. Here we have like a Globe Theater kind of thing going on. This is like a theater building, and it's pretty big, and the interior is unfinished, but we're working on that. So yeah, okay, let's keep going. Over here we have this neighborhood that is got like a Belgium / Detroit feel to it. So I wanted it to feel very like old towny French, you know, look like vibes to it. And so yeah, so this is, you know, you've got this big old tavern here, and we come down here and we've got this like pub restaurant thing. You've got seating outdoors. You've got these currently vacant apartments here. You've got all these houses, and they're all kind of just along the crater ridge here. You got some more houses here. This is the like center for transportation, like the transportation guild. So you have this railway stop right here. All right, you come through here and we get to the castle. So I'm gonna go inside the castle. So this is a I guess like 12th century style. It's not got sloped walls or anything, but it's got rounded towers, and it's got a big old super tall keep and everything, and it's got the casemates. So if you go into these structures here, you can go along the wall, and you can go down into the other levels, and you can go even further down into these levels, and then you can go even further down, and you have a rail network going through it, and then you can come up here into the storage part of the castle, and the castle is just this gigantic series of arches in here, and then you have all this defensive stuff along the interior of like the I guess you would call this the donjon, because it's just a big beehive of arrow loops for defense. And then the road, kind of main road of the city, which I've kind of dubbed Broad Street, it's got these blue squares to indicate that you're on it, goes through the castle and along this kind of like bridge, so kind of the idea is that this place can get flooded when it rains or something, I don't know. But also you have this railway going through here. So actually maybe it doesn't get flooded, only for defense, I don't know. But ever since I built this, it's kind of expanded a lot, so yeah, I don't really know what's going on in there at this point. Anyways, we have the main like town meeting area up here. So I've kind of got this idea that the city is made up of these guilds. So you have the farmers guild and the merchant guild, and you've got the transportation guild, and they're the people that maintain the rail network. And then you've got, of course, you've got the, I don't know, the main government people or something, and then you've got the stonemasons, and of course the woodworkers. In my head, the transportation people and the woodworkers and the stonemasons all have serious beef because they're all trying to do projects that conflict with each other. I don't know, I just think that would be fun. So yeah, I already showed you this part, and then of course we come all the way back around, and this second crater area is kind of marked with all these walkways, and it kind of feels like a garden with a big pool in the middle. So alright, now let's get into it. So this is where you can start skipping ahead if you don't want to see every little thing, but I'm going to show you the rail network by just hopping on. Oh, by the way, whoops, the guilds, they all center around this market area. So here We have the Woodworkers Guild. That's a bank. That's the courthouse right there. This is the like, I guess the like for the like academics and the clerics and like librarians and weird people that study stuff. This is where rich people live. This is the Metallurgy Guild building, which is just a gigantic forge. I guess it's not gigantic, but it's just a big old forge. And this is a hospital, and over here, a little further away, but still in proximity, is the Stonemason Guild, and I am especially proud of this building. A, because it just feels like the stonemasons would be up in here, but it also has just got some ridiculous, like, I don't know, shape and terrain going on. But let's go inside, and look what you got. It's a reflective building with all these floating, like, end rods inside. This looks especially nuts when I turn, and I don't know why I didn't do this. Wait a minute. Let me turn on my shaders. Let's do BSL. The reason is because this is going to start cooking things, so it looks especially sick if you're in here with the shaders on. You lose a little bit of the reflectivity feel because BSL also has reflections, so you start looking at it as, well, no, I think this translates. So anyways, it just looks really mystical in here. Anyways, you might be like, why is it just a big empty room? Well, it's the Stonemasons Guild. I don't know what they're doing in there. They're just having a lot of weird meetings. But there's also this big room up here that's currently empty, but I'll probably put some offices or meeting rooms in there. I don't know what they got going on in the Stonemasons Guild. They're a bunch of crazy weirdos. Okay. This building right here is the governor's palace. So you've got this big kind of palace area where he can take meetings. This is why I turned the shaders off, causes a bit of lag. Even I have a pretty good graphics card, but this is cooking me right now. Big palace where you can take meetings. You've got these like honey bubble elevators that take you up and down, but anyways, you got this big automated storage room in here. And then you've got this big old atrium in the base right here. So it's, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so let's carry on. So this is actually, I swiped this out of my survival world, this building, these three buildings here. I was playing Minecraft with my buddy Joe, and we actually kind of stopped playing on that world for a little while, so to play Stardew Valley. So I literally just swiped the buildings that I built in that world, or that we built in that world, and just stuck them into this one. Yes, I built this in survival. We were grinding. We were really going hard in the paint on these buildings. So honestly, they look better than some of the ones that I built in creative mode, because when you have to like struggle for every like piece of material, you get a little bit more creative, and check this one out. So yeah. Anyways, okay, so let's go a little further. This is starting to get to the edge of where I was building here, but we have some, I'm going to set it to, well, I'll let the sun come up because it looks really nice when it does. I'll keep exploring at nighttime. We have these apartments here. Whoa. We have these apartments here that are kind of up here on this little platform here. That I'm going to fill this in with more buildings later, but for now we have this like really dope Victorian looking house here, and we have another one here. I really need to turn it to daytime. I want to see a sunrise here, but I need to turn it to daytime so you can appreciate. Here we go. Alright, there we go. Look at that. Look at that beautiful Victorian house. Yeah, right on the parapet as it comes down into this ridiculous tiered curtain wall. Let's continue along here. I really love this area. This is like the main gate slash harbor area. So I'll show you this ridiculous bridge in a second. So you come in here by boat, and now Minecraft has the ability to string boats together, so I kind of created this little staging dock right here. So the idea is all your cargo would get lifted up by this thing and set onto this rail network here. And then you would either take your horse up here. Also, this whole city is horse accessible. I was watching B007, and he was like, "That's very necessary. Your whole city has got to be horseable." In his words, it was more like, "Your whole city has got to be horseable." Okay, anyways. So let's go up here into the main gate. Whee! So yeah, you kind of come into this big market area. There's a stable down here. There's a big ominous hole right there. There's a road that leads you to the market center and past this academic building. You've got the big garden and windmill on your right. You've got this cool gate system. I'm going to turn this shader off because it is ripping up my frame rate, so sorry. I know it looks beautiful, but I'm doing a tour here. Alright, so you have this kind of cool gate here. These buildings, yes, they have interiors for the most part. Like, you can... I don't build anything without at least giving it a traversable lit interior, alright? So, yeah, alright. Let's keep going. Okay, so over here, let's come into the garden a little bit so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. Here we have this barracks building here. And the barracks just has a lot of, like, dorms on the inside, but it also overlooks, it goes over this little canal, or, like, drainage canal here. And the kind of this tunnel that you go under kind of brings you through this, like, woo, into the market. Yeah, I like that a lot. Here's the courthouse. Let me go in here. Here's the courtroom. It's very magisterial and all that. It's cool. It's got columns. Here's like an inn building. This is, oh, I forgot to mention, this is the brewery. Very important that every medieval-ish city has a brewery, you know, and, you know, they're in here making Guinness, probably, so very, very important. All right, moving on. Let's go into the middle here. Okay, so in the middle we have this big farm that goes around this kind of irrigated area here, where we've got this floating, I don't know, gazebo thing with some docks for people who want to boat around and a little beach area for people who want to hang out here. We also have a lot of walkways. I mean, I'm talking like the whole thing is surrounded with walkways, three tiers deep. So here's one ring. There's a ring that goes around that, and then of course Broad Street circles the entire crater ridge. So there's 3 tiers of roads basically. All right, here's the windmill. I went to Holland and looked at what windmills look like there. So this is like a engineering accurate windmill. Everything from the bit that you need to turn the head of the windmill to the actual sails themselves, to the fact that the sails are leaned back a little bit. You got this walkway, you got this big area here. I don't know, the interior has got all this crap in it. It looks really fun and all that. Of course, it's got stairs because I am not a coward. I always build stairs in tall buildings. Okay, so let's continue on. Let's get it going here. This is the most, like, fun area to be in here. So, alright, so we have this stable. The stable is surrounded by all manner of nonsense. You have this old watchtower that would have been converted into dorms for, I don't know, the guards or whatever, but these stairs are also used to take you into these apartments here. These apartments that are, like, over the tallest part of these buildings here, and there's just a lot going on in general. So you can see how the watchtower has kind of been retrofitted to take you along these catwalks, I guess you would call them. And these go all over the old part of the city. I mean, they come down here, they go through here, they go down into this, like, subterranean area. The subterranean area has access to all kinds of stuff, like this tavern underground, or this soon-to-be other tavern underground, or this soon-to-be other tavern, I don't know. There's a balcony right here to somebody's garden who didn't think things through because there's a big, like, bridge that goes over the top of this thing, but you got a little miniature library up here and more library up here, and then you've got some monks probably that live up here and all kinds of stuff like that. Some catwalks going along the roof. So what I was trying to really hard to make happen is that every building in the old part of town should be connected somehow by one of these catwalks. So it's just kind of fun that way. Also, you have another stone church, but like a smaller one. The idea is this is where the Catholics are, and this right here is where the Lutherans are, or something. I don't know, the Orthodox. So they probably have beef or something like that. Let's go down onto Broad Street here. We have some markets going on, above which the people that run the market probably live in those apartments. Yeah, you got Broad Street kind of continues all the way through this area, but it really winds its way around these streets. I mean, look at this nonsense. So in here is the silos, and you can see they're just filled up with grain, and you've got this catwalk on top where the grain will get loaded in, and it'll get hoisted up with that lift from, you've already seen this bit, I'm going to show you that railway network. And here I think is the fire brigade lives in here. So sorry, I'm moving around way too fast. So in here is the fire brigade, and they are occupying this building here. There's a little courtyard here. They could also like spend their nights up here, but I didn't put the dorms in yet. Here's another floor that goes into this balcony or this courtyard. Lots more apartments. There's just a lot of that. Yep, a lot of kind of courtyards and corridors and stuff. And you come over here and you have this one right here. Let's go down here. Whee! And we come down here. We had the oldest building in the village. It is the original villagers' village hut overlooking the crater. Very beautiful, very fun. Alright, so yeah, let's pass by these apartments and appreciate how precarious they look. Here I envision this being like a shop or like a store, you know, like some eccentric antique dealer is operating out of one floor, and maybe at the top they're selling potions or something. Here's the schoolhouse. Old-timey looking, Americana-looking schoolhouse. So we go on in here. We have like a little study lounge here, and we have like a classroom here. Looks very nice, very nice. And here's like a shed where maybe they keep sports equipment or something. I don't know. Anyways, let's go up here. We have this house here where I envision the clergy live. So here's some stuff going on in here. Cool little area overlooking the edge of the map. There's a village over there. Okay, I gotta bounce over to this village real quick. This is just like a regular Minecraft village that I souped up a bit by giving them a railway connection and a post office and a stable. But here's my favorite part of this village is this is a Minecraft like 1.8 house. This, like, when I was playing in middle school, these were the materials available to you, and so I built this one just to feel like an old-timey, like, your old grizzled farmer lives in this house, because these were the materials available to him. But, you know, the interior feels like old Minecraft, you know, like, yeah, look at this place. It also feels kind of like a hunting cabin or something. I don't know. or Hunting Mansion. But all right, let's go across this bridge. Everything is connected by rail, by the way, as you can see. This is a very rail-centric city. I love passing by this cathedral because it's sweet. Here we come into the old town, or not, sorry, not the old town, Midtown. So we have here an Aldi, and then here we have a Radio Shack. That's right. So we have this is kind of for the locals do their shopping, and of course the most important thing for a European style city is a bakery. Now I love this building because it burned down like 5 times. Even even though I'm in creative mode, sometimes it would be lightning bolting, and it burned down like 5 times. So I replaced the wooden roof with nether bricks. That's why there's a lot of nether brick roofs, because I was like, screw this, I'm tired of these buildings catching fire. I also put these lightning rods on every single building that I possibly could. So if there's a wooden roof, it has a lightning rod now. Yeah, so you have some more houses, and then of course you have the corner tavern right here. It's kind of on the edge of this road. Really makes the road narrow a bit, so I imagine there would be a lot of traffic jam. I was going to fix this, but I was like, it'd be really fun that the locals really hate going past this one part of Broad Street. And this is Broad Street. Like, this is the street you need to go on to get your carriage or horse through here. So you go past this big theater building down Broad Street, and you come into another little garden area. This is the old parapet wall. So this would have been the edge of the city when I was still working on it like 5 years ago or something. But I also imagine that the city would have slowly overtaken this crater ridge. So you have a lot of stuff like this, these old curtain walls, basically, if you would call it that. Now, that's more of a Star Fort term. What do you call a castle wall? Whatever, the old castle wall, and you can see they have these like spiral staircases going up so that you can get to the rail network, and the rail network now goes all the way all over the place here. In the middle is this really old outpost, and I imagine the troops still use this to take their lunch break or something, but they don't use it for any practical defensive measures anymore, as there is a massive fortification on the edge of this thing nowadays, so there's no need for that tiny little watchtower there. But you also have houses completely obscuring it at this point. Here is I imagine this is the old art center, because it feels very gothic and like it should definitely be an art museum or an art gallery or something. Here's some more ritzy apartments. A stable, of course, another rail network stop, and I'm gonna start going on the rail network in a minute. So let's keep going. Also, look at this vista, man. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. I absolutely love just flying around in here. It's really fun. Another tavern building, and we've been through here. So I love this little square because this is directly inspired by my travels in Belgium, because they have these like town squares where you have all this kind of bustling going on, but you also have just restaurants with all their seating outside. So you have this tavern here with all the seating. I don't know, it's lots of fun. You continue down Broad Street here, and you go past the main like train station building here, which is this imposing arched abomination with a cool dome though, and whatnot. And yeah, lots of flowers over here. So then we come up to the castle. Now I'm gonna go back through the castle so you can kind of see what's going on in here. I'm gonna take you into this. This is the main staircase here. So I'm just gonna wee. You can go up this staircase for flipping hours before you get to the top. But they also have random little access points throughout throughout the exterior wall here. The castle is a freaking maze, so there's all these casemates that run along the side, and each one leads into different corridors. So you run along. Whoa, sorry, if I'm giving you vertigo, I don't know what to tell you. You know, you get to another one, and this one takes you into a castle tower. I at least color-coded the towers. So, you know, that was the red tower, and this is the blue tower, it looks like. So we come down here. You have another casemate right here, and you can come down this one, and you go down here, and you're into the base of the tower, which takes you to the rail network, and this takes you across this big old bridge. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. There's lots more to see. Oh, okay. I love this part. Wah! Sorry. This is the only 5-tier bridge in all of Dankburg. So check this out. You've got bridge number 1, going over bridge number 2, going over bridge number 3, going over bridge number 5, if you count this rinky-dink thing as a bridge, and that goes over this freaking crater. So, yeah, that's a lot of fun there. There's a couple of 3-tier bridges. Like, here's the 3-tier bridge. I guess if you count that thing as that little walkway as a bridge, there's another bridge, and then there's another bridge. And the reason is because there's just walkways everywhere. So you gotta have your bridges going all over the place. And, you know, this will take you to the lower parapet. Let's keep going. All right, okay. I promised earlier I would come over here to this area. Here's the covered bridge. Here we go. Okay, so if we, I'm gonna take you through the town square here of Old Town. So we go through the Old Town square, and you're crossing over this like railway node entrance. So yes, there is a railway that runs under this bridge, but the covered bridge, it goes all the way across the big old river and harbor into this cool gardeny area with this imposing tower, which I imagine the nobles use for their parties, and takes you to this other giant bridge that, of course, has a railway that takes you all the way to this other plateau thing. Underneath this covered bridge, which is quite large and quite tall, is a railway. Under that railway is another bridge that takes you along the 2nd tier of fortifications, takes you under the covered bridge and over to this, I guess you would call this a reveline, or an outwork or something, because it is simply there to make sieging the city very, very annoying. And kind of defends the harbor. So if anybody comes through it, you are surrounded on all sides by some kind of defenses. Underneath that is the walkway, or underneath that 2nd bridge is another stone bridge, which is the walkway that crosses over this river so that you can get, I don't know, to this area over here. If you're wondering why there are so many bridges in this city, it's because I think they look cool. And you can cry about it. Here we're getting into Star Fort-ish territory with these kind of pointy bits, but it's not really a Star Fort. It's just meant to feel like that because these pointy bits, I imagine, are an area where somebody would be raining all kinds of ridiculous stuff on you, like potions and arrows and bee as hives or something. I don't know. Anyways, all right, here we go. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Here's a map. It looks very imposing. Yes, it's a very cool map. It's so you're surrounded by a river. The entire thing is traversable by boat. That is by design, obviously. I had to kind of terraform these rivers a lot because I want lots of bridges and I want to be able to circle the thing in a boat and go to the harbor. So, big tower over there. I imagine that tower is like the oldest defenses in Dankburg. It's very tall because they were like, we gotta look out into this valley over here and see if troops are coming around to try and take all of our stuff. I used to play a lot of Age of Empires, and this, I don't know, it feels like something that would be in Age of Empires. Anyways, okay. Alright, time to see the railway network. I need to go into creative mode. Turn on my HUD here. So, I'm going to start At the okay, one more thing. Check out this cool courtyard in the middle of these buildings. Okay, moving on. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm giving anybody epilepsy because I am flipping around all over the place. But I've got to take you on the railway. It's my favorite part of the whole city. Just epilepsy warning right now because you're gonna go into a lot of tunnels and under a lot of bridges and it's gonna be ridiculous. Okay, so the idea is you've put your like gear into this cart and you want to take it all over the city. So you've arrived. We're gonna go. Here we go. Whee! Also, every single rail in this network, and I'm gonna turn it to third-person mode here. Every single rail in this network is a two-way rail, so you can go forward and backwards. You can go in loops. There's interchanges all over the place. It's truly ridiculous. I spent a lot of time working on this. So okay, off. So every interchange is got a lot of switches. So here I've arrived at the first interchange. So off takes you to the market. On takes you to the Tower Town Square. The Tower, the tower in the town square has a little railway under it. So okay, let's start by going through Old Town. So we'll keep the switch on, and we'll head towards Old Town. And the first stop will be this tower here. Okay. So the railway circles this tower. We're gonna go to not the Guildhof. I called it that because in Germany, Hof means center, and I don't know. It's the Guild Center over there where all the guild buildings are. I don't know if that's correct in German, but you can bite me. This will also take you to the Altstadt, the Old Town. All right, let's keep it off and head towards the Old Town. Here we go. Let's not hit this sheep. Here's a little stop by the garden, so let's continue. All right, I'm gonna stop like narrating everything before I click buttons. We're gonna go. We got a bunch of ghasts floating around everywhere because I imagine that's also a good way. All right, so we could go off to the Old Town Bridge or on, continue the loop. Let's stop by the Old Town Bridge. So let's keep it off. Here we go. This will take us into this kind of cool under the tower area. Here we go. Oh no! Oh, you didn't see that. Oh man. Okay. All right. I forgot. These stupid walls can break everything, can ruin everything. All right. Here we go. All right. Let's keep going. All right, so this will take us to Cherry Gardens. This will take you under the old bridge. So let's press that. Here we go. Whee! This will take us a hot second. Let's go. We're going under the big bridge. We're gonna go to the garden. Here we go. We've gone across the bridge. We're at the garden. All right, but now. Shoot, I didn't put the stupid sign. Keep it on to go back, I think. So here we go. We'll go back. Yep. Otherwise, we go across the really long bridge, and I don't want to do that. Okay. This is going to take us back to the crater loop. So continue to crater loop. Let's go. Whee! Here we go. All right, so off will take you to the tower station, and on will continue on the loop to the cathedral. So let's turn that puppy on, and let's go. Whee! And now we're going to start passing by the crater loop. So off will take you into the grain silo, and on will continue. Let's go in here. Let's take you in here. We go under this like subterranean area. And here's a horse that fell down in here for some reason. Then you can pick up your grain. Let's go. Let's continue here. Off takes you to the cathedral, and that's what we want to do. So let's roll. It gets a little tight in here, but we'll continue on. It doesn't seem to break, so it's fine. All right. Here's another little stop that takes you into the middle of town here. So let's keep going. This will take you under all these precariously balanced buildings. I imagine the upkeep on these things are very expensive, and the engineers that approved the construction of those buildings probably don't sleep very well at night. My brother is a civil engineer, and if he watches this, he's going to be like, what in the heck is this? All right, so this will take you into the tunnel. So I'm going to keep it off, and we'll go into the tunnel. So here we go. I guess that's wrong. We're not going to the tunnel. We are, in fact, continuing along the crater ridge. Whatever. Let's keep going. We go under this old parapet that I showed you earlier. So off will take you to Manawapua, which is the village way over there, and Linwood is the neighborhood where my church is. So, or Dexter Linwood, but that's why I named that Detroit feeling area over there that. Okay, so let's keep that on and continue. Actually, yeah, continue. Here we go. Whee! Here we come to another stop. There's a lot of stops. I know, it's very annoying. But once you know your way around the place, it's not very hard. You just click something and then click a button and you keep going. So, it's pretty simple. Oh, crap. I hit the wrong button again. Alright, I guess we're going over here. Oh, boy. I'll take you through the tunnel. It's fine. So here we're passing by the bakery. So, okay, off, Altstadt, on, tunnel. So keep it on. Let's roll. Let's go to the tunnel. I want to go to the tunnel. Take me into the tunnel. Yeah, here we go. Now we're going underneath the cathedral into this tunnel thing. So here we have the first, like, interchange loop. So there's like a bunch of crap that connects to this. So on will continue, and off will take you up into the side of the cathedral. So let's keep going. On, continue. On, GSE, off, continue. I think we want to go up there. I forget what this stands for. Nope. Okay, this is just a stop that takes you to the surface. Okay, I'm completely lost. CR loop. I think that stands for crater loop. So let's turn that off and hit it. Oh, for crying out loud. Never mind. Okay. On, continue, off, cathedral. What the heck? Alright. I'm sorry to do this, but we're going this way. Whee! Okay, let's go. So, on. Now we're headed back. Now we're headed back this way. Goodness sake. Alright, enjoy the view. Can I actually have that music? I'll get copyright striked. Okay, here we go. Alright, this is what I wanted to do. On. Let's just turn that off. I was completely wrong. Crap. Yeah, okay, that was correct. Oh, no, now we're going. You know what? This is. You know what? You can get wrecked. This will take you along this parapet. I don't want to do that. I want to go this freaking way. Oh, wait, that one did take me. Okay, alright, so clearly I'm smoking a lot of stuff. Off takes you back to the cathedral. On takes you to the castle. We're going to the castle. Let's ride. Here we go. We go back over this thing. Whew. I'm falling apart here. Enjoy the view. Enjoy the view. Alright, very nice, very nice. This will continue on. We go past this, like, little Belgium area. Linwood. Okay, here we go into this main station here. Now, I don't want to stay here, so let's keep going. Whee! Now we're in the castle. So this takes you under here, and then, alright, so we have the supply depot is on, and the interloop is just this little loop here, is what that means. So let's go into the supply depot. Here we go. Whee! We're in the wall, we're in the casemate of the castle at the moment. There's lots of, like, towers in here, so that'll take you up And that'll also take you up. This takes you into the supply depot here. So now we're underneath the castle donjon, as it were. So here we're gonna continue here, and then we'll switch this on so that we go back. Here we go. Okay, alright, so on is gonna continue West Bridge. Alright, let's turn it off and go to the bridge. Here we go. We go under the castle. Here we go. Or under the what the heck would you call this area down here? I don't know, the hole. The grass area. The spot where people would drop their keys or something and then be like, shoot, now I gotta go all the way down there. Okay, on will take you to Cliffside. I think that's like Polish or something. I don't know. Whatever, or to the bridge. Let's go towards the Cliffside. On. Yes. Okay, let's ride. So that will just take you to that big old bridge and take you out of the city, basically. This will take you towards the Cliffside, which is that village down there. I'll take you down to it. On interloop, off Cliffside. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to the village that is down underneath. Hello, doggy. How are you doing? Boop. My dog wants treats. Alright, assuming I don't run this villager over. Here we have the Klipstad, I don't know how to pronounce that. Post office. Very nice. I would love to stay, except there's not much to see down here. So let's keep going. Let's go back up. You know, we gotta help the peasants make their way around the city, so they have to have a way to get up here. You know what I mean? Okay, so this will take you to some word which stands for beehive, I think, in some language that I forget. It's the rich people village. Here we go. I think that was the wrong button. All right, let me just go back. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Off. Here we go. Whee! Okay, now we're going along the other crater ridge here, and we're going to pass by these villagers who are not being safe and getting hit by the cart. I got derailed by this stupid... How did that even happen? That's not... You're not supposed to... I guess he blocked me from going onto the... Whatever. Alright, let's keep going. Get out of the road, Buster! Alright. I gotta do something about that. Okay! Is there lightning? Whatever. Alright. Here we're at the... this cool train platform. Oh, there is. I don't want anything catching fire out here, so stop lightning. Alright, here we're at like this cool old train platform, where clearly a bunch of villagers fell in. Yeah, let's continue. Okay. Whee! Okay. This gets a bit weird and there's no signs, so I'm gonna quickly figure out where am I going? I want to go up here so that I can continue into the market. The market, so I'm gonna come down here because I'm an idiot and I didn't put any signs, which I want, so I want to go down, so I want to go there. Okay, I flipped that on and I hop back in. And we're going down, and we're going to this through the side here. Here we go. Here we go, over back to the market. We're gonna cross past the Guildhof. And now we are underneath the big market that was there. So I'm gonna go up to the surface here, and you can see we're under this big old arch. And there's just a big market area. Lots of people selling all kinds of crap like kelp and I don't know, buckets of stuff, barrels. This guy's selling candles. This dude's selling llamas. Some commodities and various things. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Let's go back down into. It feels kind of like the subway. You know what I mean? Like look at all this. All right. Let's hop back down here onto the platform. Where's my cart? Here's the cart. Okay, interloop or cathedral. I want to go. I don't want to go to the cathedral. Wait, crater loop. Oh, I don't want to go back to the crater loop. So off. There we go. All right. Turn that on. Okay. Where's somewhere cool? Oh, I guess this just takes you back. This will either take you back to... Alright. Sweet. Oh boy. Where am I? Oh boy, we're lost. We're lost. So this will either just take you back to the rich people town, or it will take you back to the crater loop. But also, I want to point something out. If you're coming up from the... Holy crap. When you come up here from the main gate, you can also... Alright, come on. You can also go down into that area market. So if you turn this off, watch this. You go down here, you go into a tunnel, you go past those ominous secret doors, and you go down here and whee! So there's all kind of connection going on. Whoops, that's the wrong button. This will take you under here along towards the castle. So we're just under the market. Oh yeah, cool. We're gonna go over this bridge here. The really fun bridge. Look at this. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Look at that. So yeah, this rail network, it goes all over the place. It goes across these bridges, as you can see. Anywhere there's a big bridge, it goes across. There's lots of bridges everywhere. It runs under that bridge. It runs, yeah. Okay, let's go underground. Here we go. Whee! One more thing. I want to show you the interior of this building. This is the super duper cool cleric building, giant enchanting library of secretness. Not actually secret, it's a public library, but doesn't it look fun? Yeah. Okay, let's go underground. So, obviously, you see there's a lot of tunnels. A lot of tunnels with... Oh, hey, by the way, wait a minute. Oh, where? Here we go. Underneath the courthouse, we got the slammer in here. Yeah, you put the bad boys in here. Okay. Never mind all these caves. I didn't feel like filling them in, so... Also, here's the big reflective area underneath the stonemason, but... So, alright, let's go underground. So, under here, we also have lots of super secret tunnels, and I'll just show you these tunnels. They're all very interconnected into various stuff, they go just all over the freaking place. They run all the way under this farm, whee, like that. They connect up to some more tunnels that run over the top, and these tunnels connect you to all these areas down here that connect you to the flippin' big old bridge right here, to the rail network, to the you've got this bomb shelter under here, you got this subterranean area under here, you've got this weird creepy meeting place that's definitely not used for the, what do you call it, merchant cabal, where they're manipulating the economy or something. And then, you know, you have this tavern under here, which has doorways under here that are going into this area down here. Okay. Alright, I'm sorry if I'm, like, completely giving you epilepsy here, but what I'm trying to illustrate is there's a lot of tunnels, okay? And they run along under here, and that's about it. There's no more tunnels. Actually, nope, there's lots more tunnels. But, you know, they're for the rail networks. It's quite bonkers. Yeah, it's lots of fun. Here's the... Anyways, alright. That's about all I have to show you. Let's get some cool... shaders going. Look at that. Look at that. I know it's the lag. I'm sorry. Look at this. Let me go inside one of these buildings. I wish I had like essentials or something on so I could turn it to morning, but look at the interior of the building. Look at this. Shoot, I want to turn it to morning so that you can get the light rays coming through, streaming through the windows. It's pretty hard to tell, but oh yeah, you get some of that going on here. Oh, look at that! Look at it! Look at it! Oh my goodness! It's diabolical is what that is. Okay, alright. Let's set it to midnight, because I want some sunrise in a minute. Let's keep moving around. Look at the city. Look at it. Look at this bustling European-inspired ridiculous place. Look at this place. Can't you just picture like a bunch of carts going through here with all kind of commodities going and selling their crap at the market, and the noise and the bustling, the hustle and bustle of commerce as it goes over bridges and over rivers and whippity-dippity windmills and stuff. Ooh, it's just so much fun. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna fly. You can exit out of the video now. I'm just gonna fly around until the sun comes up. I don't have a command that'll take you to. Can I set it to time set? Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, here we go. Like 0 is sunrise. I don't know. Let's go in here. Here we go. Oh. Yes! Look at that! I want to get the sun like bouncing onto the ground and stuff, but I don't know how to do that. Let's see. Ooh! 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 Oh, it's beautiful. All right. Wow, look at that. That's the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail right there. I'm gonna quickly snap a screenshot right now. Oh! it's snazzy, dude. It's snapping. Look at this place. This is why I just keep adding to it. I'm like, I don't want to go building in another world. Let's just add some more crap to this one, you know? You know what I'm saying? Look at it. Look at this. Look at this vista. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, you can leave the video now. That's about all.